Hello, Enterprise families. This is Mrs. Armelino with a May 25th message. As we wrap up the school year, I wanted to share some information with you. There are still many unknowns as we plan for next year, but we are working closely with other districts in the county and with public health to be prepared for several different possibilities. We have guidelines from CDC, but we will be receiving more specific directions on safety and cleaning requirements for California schools, as well as for Shasta County as we move through the phases of reopening. There are basically three scenarios. The first is that school reopens, and this is what all of us are hoping for. But even if that happens, it is likely that we would have to limit the interaction between groups of students, as well as avoid events like assemblies and field trips for a period of time. Now, if we're required to follow social distancing measures at school, because we only have so much space and staff available, we will probably be looking at a second option of a hybrid model. That might mean, for example, only half of students come to campus at a time. We could have schedules with alternating days or weeks. Students would participate in distance learning on the days that they're at home. The third option would be to continue in distance learning if for some reason we don't meet the requirements to reopen. This also could become a possibility at some point during the year if there's an outbreak. I'm sending you a link to a survey so that you can share your input with us on these scenarios and their impact on your family. Normally, we would not continue sending home messages during the summer, but this year you can expect to continue to hear from us so that we can keep you up to date. The next item I wanted to talk to you about is Chromebooks. I mentioned before that we would like for you to be able to keep these over the summer for a couple of reasons. One, your child could continue to have access to our educational programs, which would be beneficial since we have lost instructional time over the last several weeks. Second, if we end up in either a hybrid model or continued distance learning, then you would already have a device at home to use next year. Now, if you have an 8th grader and don't have younger children in the district, or your child is moving out of our district, we would ask that you return the device to your school so that we can make use of it. We do expect our ability to replace devices to be limited. And finally, I wanted to share some information about immunizations that is especially important for incoming kindergarten and 7th grade students. We have not been released from this requirement, so I would encourage you to make your appointments now, since immunization clinics and primary care physicians will have to spread out appointments and it may not be as easy to get in quickly. That way, you'll be all set when school begins. That's all for today. I recognize that this has been a very challenging time for our families in many different ways, but I hope that you have also grown closer to one another as a result. I think we have all gained a deeper appreciation for the things we took for granted a few months ago, and we're all eager to get back to doing the kinds of activities we enjoy. But thank you for your patience and perseverance. We are hoping for the best so we can be back to normal next year, but we will be prepared for what comes and do whatever it takes to provide the very best for our students. Thank you and take care.